Okay, good evening, guys, and welcome to our PM session on our subject ICT 410. And our topic for this evening is about basic software installation. So first things first, our objectives for this evening are as follows. Number one, discuss the importance of basic software installation. Number two, value the importance of basic software installation. And number three, understand the basic concepts and structures of basic software installation. So first is software packaging, and software packaging is the process that companies and organizations use to get necessary software onto the devices of relevant users with ease. So it involves creating the package for files for each type of piece of software that the company uses. So the benefit of this method are vast and involve cost savings and increased efficiency for the organization. So it gives IT departments the ability to provide access to software, including the latest versions in any easier and faster manner. So it involves packet manager and software manager. So for packet manager, this one is the system collection of software and tools that automates the process of installing, upgrading, configuring, and removing computer programs for the computer's operating system in a consistent manner. So the package manager deals with packages, distribution of software, and data in archive files. So it also contains metadata such as the software's name, the description of its purpose, the version number, the vendor, and checksum. So preferably a cryptographic hash function and the list of dependencies necessary for the software to run properly. Upon installation, metadata is stored in the local package database. So package managers typically maintains a database of software dependencies and version information to prevent software mismatches and missing prerequisites. They work closely with software repositories, binary repository manager, and app stores. So packet managers are designed to eliminate the need for manual installs and updates. And this can be particularly useful for large enterprises whose operating systems are typically consisting of hundreds or even thousands of distinct software packages. Next one is the software suite. And the software suite is an application suite that is collection of computer programs, usually application software or program software of related functionality, often sharing a similar user interface and ability to easily exchange data with each other. So the following are the advantages of software suite. Number one is less costly than buying individual packages. Number two, identical or very similar GUI. Number three, designed to interface with each other. And number four, helps the learning curve of the user. If the software suite has an advantages, these are its disadvantages. So some software purchases features may never be used by the user and may take significant amount of disk space, such as bloatware, and likely to require significant effort for staff. So there are types of software suite. These are the following. Number one, Office suite, such as Microsoft Office. Number two, Internet suite, which is used in the internet. Number three, Graphic suite, which such as Adobe Creative Cloud or Adobe services. And number four, integrated development environment, such as Visual Studio. Guys, for your activity number 7, it's called Vlc Install. What you're going to do is to download and install VLC Media Player on your computer. And if you want to see the demo for VLC download and installation and update, you may refer to the previous video on our AM session, Kagina. And then provide at least 3 screenshots of the installation process, copy-paste it to any word processor, convert it to PDF, and save it as Activity 7. Upload it in our Google Classroom. Next topic is about product activation. During product activation, The license for validation procedure required by some proprietary software programs. Specifically, product activation refers to the method patented by Unilock, where software application hashes hardware serial numbers and ID numbers specific to the product's licenses to generate a unique installation ID. So then this installation ID is being sent to to the manufacturer to verify the authenticity of the product key and to ensure the product key is not being used for multiple installation. So alternatively, the software vendor sends the user unique product serial number, and then when the user installs the application, it requests that the user enter their serial product number and check it with the vendor's system over the internet. So the application obtains the license limit that apply to the user's license, such as the time limit of enabling of product features from the vendor system, and optionally also locks the license to the user system. Once activated, the license continue working on the computer's user or the user's computer, with no further communication required with the vendor system. And that some activation system also support activation on the user systems without internet connection. So a common approach is to exchange encrypted files at an internet terminal. For your activity number 8, it's called Product Activation Install 108. What you're going to do is to download and install any software with activation on your computer. So provide at least 3 screenshots of the installation process, copy paste it on the word processor, and convert it to PDF, and save it as your activity number 8. For our code of the day, guys, the question is, what does EULA means? EULA is found during the installation of your software. And then, lastly, add astra per sapientia to the stars through knowledge. Okay, so I think that is all for this evening, guys. And I hope that you have learned something of our lecture. And that our topic for this evening is about software installation. So again, there are under basic software installation, we have software packaging. And that software packaging is a process that companies and organizations use to get necessary software into devices. So there are 2 kinds of software packaging. The first one is package manager, which is the collection of software tools that automates the process of installing, upgrading, and configuring or removing computer programs on your computer. And then the other one will be the software suite, which is the most fondly used by us. And the software suite is the combination of applications, meaning to say you are not installing only one program on your computer, but also several applications as well. These applications may be intermediary, meaning to say they are interrelated with each other. Then we have product activation. And product activation, as I've said, is the license validation procedure required by some proprietary software programs to initiate or to make sure that your software is valid and it is usable and it's not pirated. So that is product activation. So product activation is done during a software installation. It might be that some proprietary software has activation procedures and others have not. One very good example of this is your activity 107, which is the Vlc install, because Vlc is an open source software. So there's no need to have an activation for that. So otherwise, on your activity 108, what you're going to do is actually installing and activating. So the main root of the activity number 8 will be the activation of your software. Okay. So do you have any questions, guys, regarding our topic for this evening? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let's go to another discussion, which is ang concern natin kaginang aga, which is your quiz number 2, no? In particular, your quiz number 2 was compromised, and the news is I cannot salvage your files and your outputs for the activity. So therefore, what we're going to do is what you're going to do is to take your quiz number 2 again. Kay because of the recording, no? I tried nga magpasanto ko ang results nga gin-import ko sa inyong activity. Pero wala gid. So guba gid siya, guys. Hindi ko gid maano. So rather than palagpatan ko ang scores nyo, nga ihitao ko kaninyo, hindi pwede. Why ka santo abi mo? Kag hindi ko siya ma-identify. Kaya wala sang collection of emails. Kung may collection of emails, madali lang siya identify, pero wala siya nakabutang tuya. So I don't know what happened. Kay as I remember, daw na ano ko man na siya, na configure ko siya before i-deploy. So maybe there's some I don't know what happened, or there must be a change of policy on your Google Classroom. So that happens a lot. And therefore, I cannot do anything about it. So sad to say, you have to take your quiz number 2 again. So tomorrow, I will be opening 2 quizzes, your quiz number 4 and your quiz number 5. You can actually take your 2 quizzes until midnight. So there's a lot of time, no? Maka-ano ka mo. So there's no... that's the time limit for the quizzes. Okay? So... it's okay, guys. But please try to comply with the quiz number 2. Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot salvage all your files and hindi ko gid mapasanto kundi ang scores ninyo. So I'm to make amends with your grade. Please take 2 quizzes tomorrow. Your quiz number 2 and quiz number 4, which is the quiz natin for this for this week. Okay, so do you have any questions? Anyway, those are multiple choices man lang, guys. So it will be active from 10 a.m. until midnight. Okay, so that's it. So any questions or inquiry pa regarding sa activities naton or sa lecture? Anyway, it's very easy ang naton ang activity for this week. What you're going to do is to download VLC and screenshot, and the other one is you have to look for a software ng may activation key. So any software, no? So you can use actually you can use antivirus softwares which has activation key, and then installers for Microsoft Office or other kinds of software. Basta may activation lang siya. So that will be your activity number 8. Okay. So I think that's all for this evening. If you don't have any questions, do you have any questions, guys? Please ask questions regarding our topic or the past topics that we have. No more? Okay. So I think that is all for this evening. You can see the replay of this discussion on your what's this gonna your FB group. So anything that will transpire regarding your grade or your activity, please tell me so that I can make arrangements or decisions, particularly on your grades. So thank you very much, guys, and good evening sa tanan. The code of the day is EULA. What is EULA? The question is, what is EULA? So after this session, I will activate our code of the day. Hopefully, hindi magpalpak pareho kagabi. Kaya ang ana ka third year, kaginang aga lang naman gin-activate. Kay kagabi, awan ko, hasta mag 10 o'clock, hindi siya siguro maybe sa connection naton, sa internet connection or something. So it's natural, guys. Kahit bago lang kita na magyuhan, base amo da guro. So something's wrong with the internet connection. Sometimes gani, guys, kaugtas ako, no? Kay hindi ko kasulod sa mga classroom natin or sa Google Meet or hindi ko ka-schedule sa calendar, sa Google Calendar. So maybe the internet will be stable for the next days, and hopefully we can accommodate all your inquiry on your particularly on your grades and on your Google Classroom. By the way, ano to gani ang concern kay Josel kag kay Krisha. And okay naman to na kanang last week pa to ya. I think na balik ko doon kaninyo guys yung activity ninyo. So sige guys, for this session, I think we will end this on a higher note. So thank you so much for attending our class this evening. And good evening, kids sa tanan. I will stop now the recording.
Okay.
Yes, George, what do you have any questions, George?
I-verify ko lang, sir, ang code of the day kung
Hello, George.
what is Yula or who is Yula, sir.
Oh, sus. What is Yula, George? What is Yula?
Sige, sir. Salamat.
Makita nyo lang Yula kung activate ka mo ka software. Kaya di ba ang topic natin is software activation. So, before ka mo mag-install, makita nyo da si Yula. Hindi da tawo si Yula, George. Hindi da tawo si Yula. So, acronym da si Yula, George. Oo. Okay. Sige,
sige, sir. Salamat.
Okay, so, okay. Bye. Thank you, guys. Good evening. Some more questions, gali. Sorry. Before we end. May pamangkot. Good. Crystal Jade, do you have any questions? Ruby? Giselle, do you have any question? No more? Okay, sige. James? Okay.
Why do, sir?
Liwaton ko lang ha. Bulaan nyo palihog ang quiz number 2 tomorrow. Hindi ko gid siya masalbar. hindi gid masalbar ang quiz number 2. Ginawa ko kapasanto ang spreadsheet niya kag ang ang scores. Hindi ko ma-identify kung sino yung nagpasa kaya wala siya sang collection of emails. That's another. Gintry ko siya i-import ang scores nyo. Wala gid siya nag-appear. So, iyawan ko kapasanto. So, hindi gid naton da masalbar. Ang manami kada is you have to take your quiz again. So, I'm sorry guys. We all need to do this. And for the sake of your grade. And at least you have a second chance, no? To see or to gain a higher score than the previous scores ninyo. So, mulanda positive lang kita. Hindi nyo lang pasensya lang gid kamo, hindi ko man dia sala. Ay ginawa ko man ka yung classroom nato, no. Anyway, ang mga palpak siguro guys, part-time man da ka naton human errors are there. So hindi naton da mapaiway. So thank you God, Gid sa pag ninyo attend sa klase naton and good evening. See you next meeting.
Hi, sir.
If you have still concerns. Yes, George.
May kumangkot ko liwat, sir. Di ba, sir, ang code of the day is what is Yula? Amo lang na ang i-type, sir, or meaning?
Oo, George. Nambal ko do George Pai, bago lang acronym dang Yula. Oo.
Sige, sir. Sorry, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, George. Thank you. Good evening. Sige, bye-bye guys. Diyan lang kita hasta. I will activate the code of the day. You can answer the code of the day until 10 p.m. So, good night and God bless sa tanan. I will stop now the recording and